Testing.
Can I make one quick request? I want you to answer all your questions in that voice. I want you to answer all the questions for the Q&A in the voice.
And your voice. In the Holly voice.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
All the script. How do you do this? All this dialogue. It's amazing. How's
The script
you guys
was,
working together?
yeah, everything together. What year was it? In Winnipeg?
1996.
96. Every year we'd write a play and tour it, and we did two-handers. You couldn't have a whole crew, we didn't have the money for it. And we thought of these characters, we thought of these people, and we did a lot of research for about 3 months in cold Winnipeg.
Yeah, it was so cold that our van froze, and it was frozen solid, so we had to walk 40 minutes to a library because the internet didn't exist at that time.
No.
And so we would walk to the library and get we got books and videos on mobster wives, and found out that they play dumb so that their husbands don't suspect them of anything, and that they can, if their husbands all of a sudden say something, they wouldn't think anything of their wives because they were dumb. And so all these mobster wives played dumb. And then John Gotti was in the news a lot at that time.
And we listened to all the tapes, that his tapes on him. And
we watched all the tapes, and then Johnny's like, what if John Gotti wanted to be an actor?
And then we had to come up with a name, because you couldn't get a name, you don't want to get whacked. And we gave a name that this guy would give himself, which was Luigi Scarpicciamento, cement shoes, which is much better than being a shoemaker. And that's what he translated it. And we did all the research, we sat down 3 times, and we completed the play at the time. It was a play.
It was 99% what you saw here.
And all the voices that I did not know them. I wrote them in, and I said, I have to learn them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be good at them. And I learned them. And the other thing I did was Rodney Dangerfield at the time, so I wasn't a no voice guy, so I learned them for that. And that's it. We wrote it, we performed it, sellout crowds all through Western Canada, and people say, well, it's Italian, nobody's going to go for it. No, they liked it. It was good. And then in, what was it?
2020?
2020, we were invited to here in New York to do it under a 100-seater, and COVID hit. And I had the bug now. I was ready to start, rehearsing with Olga. And I said to Olga, why don't we take it? 2 people in 1 room. And she said, yeah. I said, look, you watch stand-up comedian Eddie Murphy for an hour and a half, or Robert Williams, and as long as you can captivate your audience, why not? So we mentioned to some big people, and they all said, 2 people, 1 room, never happened. I'm sorry, there's 116 awards and counting, so something did happen, You don't listen to anybody. If you got the feeling that it's going to work, then you do it.
We've never made a movie before, we haven't made a short or anything. We've acted in a bit of television or film, nothing to brag about or even to show.
And all the experts, when we brought this up, oh, okay, so you're going to do it, you got money, can I be part of it? Oh, okay, and you know what? Cut out a lot of dialogue, add sex scenes. No. Minka, you're saying Minka all the time. Cut out a few times. I go, do you know Samuel L. Jackson? I said, I don't cut out anything. And then change the ending. I have a great idea, but you don't tell anybody I told you. Let them both die. I said, you think I didn't think of that? Well, once that happens, there's no story left. There's nothing, her consequences or anything.
Actually, one of the things that really sells the whole thing is that you're drawn in by her. I mean, his character, his character is, that's a character you've seen over and over again. I mean, it's like you're actually utilizing the lines from all the other great gangsters.
Yes.
But the thing that kind of draws you in is that you don't see her, right? And that was the one thing that, I mean, I caught on pretty early what was going on. And I think everybody did. But that was actually the thing that made it so good, because you see where she slips up and you think that he's caught on, but he's just the gangster. And so, you know, that was the one thing that kept the suspense going, was that, you know, wait, did he? No, he didn't. Oh, okay. One more.
Yeah.
And if you see it a second time, you see there's more breadcrumbs. We just keep giving you, because you don't want to fool your audience. The audience is very intelligent. First of all, your greatest collaborator as a filmmaker is your audience. I don't mind your DOP or anything. If they're not working with you, not enjoying it, then you didn't succeed. But yes, and it is. It's just as much as Louis is in the dark, as soon as she shows up, he lights up completely. That's what he wants to see. He's crazy about her. And when it goes into color, you see how hard he tries to force back so he can live in this delusional world, because he doesn't like the truth.
Yeah, and we tried also, like, when she says to him, oh, come on, Dominic's good. Like, it's, you know, to, like, hit him with that, but also to say, like, that's why, you know, he didn't catch on, because he's, like, just in his own little thing, and he sees himself a lot better than what he might actually be. But the better that Johnny got at the voices, I'm like, he's gonna make this line sound so sad, because, like, yeah, he is good, you know, or he's, like, pretty good, or he could be good, but he's got all this, like, this life that he's, like, forced into. And so, you know, and also, like, how many people think that Holly's pregnant?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Was she really? Was she? No.
I don't know. I tried to play it so that it's up to the audience.
No, I felt like it was a manipulation.
Yeah, I tried to really give that
How
up
many-
to the audience.
How many of you guys know what she whispered in his ear? And what she said? Huh?
Something sexual.
Huh? Well, yeah, but it's what you guys desire. It's what would be your fantasy. Why should we spill it? It's through the audience.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't want to hear yours. I don't want to hear yours. Yeah.
But she also can't say it loud because, sorry, she can't say it loud either because she's being taped. So, you know, she doesn't
No,
want
she
to.
can't. In the air,
Yeah.
I love the character, all the different tactics you use to just get him to, you know, tell the story. Like, oh, you're smart, blah, blah. I mean, you go into the story and tell everything.
Yeah.
So use different tactics, all the different tactics to do it. And then at the end, like, am I pregnant? Or not?
Yeah.
And she gets him again.
Yeah.
and he's an easy target for Mac.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way you two worked off each other is just as an actor, and I've trained since I was 16.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you just build off of each other, was it my turn you both had, or any style, or just
Our style.
Yeah. It's the way we've been acting for 30 years.
We lived on set for the 12 days or the 10-day shoot, but we're a married couple, so for the 10 days the bed was separated. Louis was getting none, so he could show the sexual frustration on stage, and it takes me only one night and I'm already sexually frustrated, so I didn't have to act. There's no acting.
Wait, she sold you on that?
There's no acting when we're up there. We know our script, and we rehearsed 2 weeks after we put it away for 26 years, walking the dog and just running the film. And we added more lines. When people said cut out, sorry, we added even more script to it. And we'd walk the dog, and we would deliver the whole film in all comedy, or maybe doing his mom around as well, the whole thing, or just to relax with it. Because when we got up there, even though we had everything set up, the blocking and all that, I said, I'm going to change it out there. Because once you feel the room, the whisper, I heard people to make sure, because we're theater actors, so we don't go too high, a little too big. From the first day, my sound guy was saying, can you be a little louder? I said, do you want me louder? He goes, no, it's my job. And we had whispered, hadn't even raised it.
I thought I was two dance together, which is gorgeous.
Thank you.
As an artist.
Oh, you're talking about the movie. I thought you had a conversation with her. Yes, I know.
And it was cool because the editor caught our dynamic, and like we're really bang, 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 like on stage. That's how we are.
And we shot.
And he cut it like, or
He cut it well.
cut it really like to to respect our style.
Yeah,
I
I'd
really
seen-
love that.
I'd seen something else he did where he was nominated, where it was a lot of dialogue, and I saw what he was doing, and we had shot it in 8K, so there's a lot of shots that I wanted. They couldn't get lighting, because the lighting kept changing in a day. We couldn't get bigger lights because it wasn't high enough. So, you know, we had to shift things around, and then my cinematographer got upset. I said, move in, you know, don't go beyond 4K, you're gonna ruin it. And he was saying, no, but he was grabbing, you know, the mouths talking, because the closer we are, the sexier we'll be. And I'm the sexy one, never mind her. I see this guy already. Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Thank you.
Any questions? Yeah?
You first started the film and you got different sections of the film. One is in black and white, the other one's in color.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any point in there where you wanted to have more black and white?
No,
it was
really.
as the script was written, as I had directed the black and white, and up until the room spins, that's when we come back color, and we added, we were gonna add like effects, but then I said, let's bring a little bit of color in it to show his anger, to show his reality at certain points. Even the clown, he's being called a clown, he's getting angry and you just flash it. And then later, when it's in color, how he tries to bring it back, that it's a joke. He believes this is a joke. There's no way. I mean, I've had people tell me that up to the last second, they thought it was just a game at the end. That's what they said. And I feel like putting like a bulletproof vest and doing a sequel so I can make some money. But we do have a prequel in mind, which is called Rico and Rocco in Rio. That's going to be a bad movie.
But it was lit also. It was lit for black and white.
Yeah, it was all lit for black and white. We shot it black and white because the cinematographer, he went 100%. Yes, people wanted to change it. Oh, you look better in color and all that. I said, that's not the narrative. And I had to bring in my cinematographer to tell everybody, you can't do that. You're ruining my film. And that's when we all agreed. Nobody bothered us anymore about that. And we got our
And I mean, you know, we said at the end, like, it's our film, and like, whether it works or whether it doesn't work,
We don't care.
We don't care. We wanted it to work for us.
We wanted it in
And
the can.
so all these like people that had big ideas or thought that they could make it better or whatever, we said that's great, but that's your movie, and like we just want to make our film.
We don't care. I mean, we have one script right now. They're talking about the werewolves making it big, and we're talking about big money and making it big. And I tell the guy, you know, I'm shooting it only my way. I don't care how much money you get me, or I'll just take it and throw it in the fire. I will not do it. I have the vision. We both have this vision, and unless you come up with something that's incredible, you're not going to change my mind. Don't tell me cut out this and cut out that if you don't have a cover. Because I see a lot of films and I feel like, what happened here? Something is missing in some great films too. No.
You're in the two of you are an inspiration.
I thought you were going to say I was beautiful. I was waiting for that. I'll take inspiration.
Well, I'll say that too for both of you. But is there a next project that you're already working on, and do you plan to expand and include more people, or are you going to continue working
Well,
just the two of you?
Yes, we have a big film to do, but this guy that wants to do it, he thinks we're the next Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. He thinks that he wants to bring us to Hollywood, where Vince is, and he thinks like for the next 10 years we could be something big. And even though we have werewolves, he goes, I like werewolves, but do you have something just the two of you again? And there's a play that we did a long time ago, and after he saw this, he goes, I want you to direct my film, which is that one. But he didn't ask us if, as actors, but it's an email. It's kind of a promise. So he sent it as an email. So we're excited about that.
The next one that we had written is we have smaller roles in it, and it's about these 18 kids that go on a survival weekend with their sarge, and like
It's a horror film. It's called Werewolves,
yeah.
but it's about bullying. There's the social commentary. And the only reason why it's horror because you need candy for the audience to come and see it. Otherwise, if you make a film about bullies, a lot of people don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see the truth. But if you coat it with candy and chocolate, everybody's going to come. My nephew, he didn't want to read it. I said, it's a horror. And when he read it, he goes, you know what? It's good horror, but those kids are fucked up, man. So he got it. He got it. Pardon my Canadian. And we do have, actually somebody's asked us, it didn't happen yet, but in the next film, we could tape it because he puts it on emails. He wants us to play brother and sister, and we have 3 inbred children, and we kill people and sell their organs. It's an offer I can't refuse because, yeehaw. Yeah.
So I want to, that e-panel one, I apologize on at the end. So I have a question because, well, I'm sort of,
A lot of mirrors.
what's that?
A lot of mirrors in
No, that wasn't it.
there. No praying in there, that's for sure.
No, my question was, how much leeway did they give you? Because I saw you listed them, almost like a sponsor.
Everything.
They-
He charges us like renting a room.
Yeah, they charged us,
$100 a night,
Yeah.
and he gave us another room for us, if we stayed there, and then he gave us another room, we had more equipment, and we paid nothing. The guy loved him.
Yeah.
But he's French Canadian, he hasn't seen it yet, but I want to give him the subtitles.
I haven't finished the French subtitles yet, so I've just been so busy. But,
In Spanish, because we needed him for Barcelona.
yeah.
But now she's finishing in French, and me, I can't translate him in Greek or anything. I already translated in street. And it's hard because it's casino talk. It's,
We had gone to different locations and we thought that we had found the perfect location and they wanted to charge us $3,000 a day. And we're like, that's not, we can't do that. So we just kept looking and then we walked into this room and there were mirrors on the ceiling, mirrors all over. It was huge and we're like, oh, this is it. This is the spot. And then we went to see the guy. He's like, yeah, whatever it costs to rent the room, however many days you need it. And I was like, what? So, yeah.
that's if you're lucky.
And on top of that, there were construction workers that were like occupying the whole hotel because they were building something like right near there. So he goes, they're gone from 6 a.m. and they come back in the evening. We're like, perfect. We're going to shoot them from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
But
And then we didn't bother anyone.
We had, to bring up some, we had an issue with sound because we had Pablo Viega, amazing, this guy's amazing from Colombia. He did our recording, but we were mic'd. And in case you want to know, her mic was very hard to put on because that was very slinky. Guy was always in Paris. And we were mic'd and we had a boom. So when we handed to a friend of hers that did a professional guy that records music, the bassman in Montreal, he's Juno and nominated and all that. Because he was a friend of hers from high school, he goes, I'll do it. He said, after 90 minutes, he called us 90 minutes later, he goes, I'll do it, I love it. He charged us only $2,000. He worked on it for 2 months. He lost money from his place. But he had to separate. Don't forget, we speak about 100 miles an hour. He had to separate the sound from, there was a humming coming from a boiler we didn't know, and the boom.
We couldn't hear it, but the mic picked it up.
Yeah, pretty-
There was this like constant humming.
Yeah. And Pablo goes to me at the end, after all that, how much ADR did you do? I said, Pablo, one line. The one, holy, the one we didn't do there. He goes, no ADRs. No. And the reason today they do a lot of ADR, young actors, they have no theater experience. They don't know how to project. They don't have, even though I'm speaking fast and in slang, it's clear and it doesn't look like I'm practicing my diction because there's a lot of actors, they say, I close the door. And you know, they pronounce every letter. I don't. I go fast, but you get the gist of it. And he said that he couldn't believe it, there was no ADR. So that's another thing that you're using young actors, you know, theater, diction. When she met me, I spoke 100 miles an hour. I would never say, would you? I'd say, would you? I didn't know. I wasn't literate, you know, I didn't study or anything, but I learned. It was like learning how to cook after. So, okay, I have to learn how to write, and I still need commas.
And the slow motion, like